I'm a journalist. I'm the editor-in-chief of Vinyl Rider Music. I also write for Guitar World, Goldmine, a few other publications like that. So that's basically who I am.
What's up, YouTube? This is the Take 5 podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
I'm Trex Nasty.
And Rosie.
That's me. Andrew Daly.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man. All right. Today's topic is top 5 country songs. All right, Andrew, what'd you have for number 5?
Well, I'm just going to be sticking to my rock roots. I'll skip around. As far as order is concerned, it's tough. I guess I'll probably go with Johnny Cash, One Piece at a Time. It's a great track. I think it's from what 76. A little bit later, or I guess mid-career, Johnny Cash. I've loved that one since I was a kid. You know, it's amusing. You know, basically talking about him stealing a car one piece at a time, working in a factory over the course of 20 years in the song. So I got to go with that. I guess at number 5. Start off with Johnny Cash.
Awesome. All right, Rosie, what'd you have for number 5?
For number 5, I'm gonna go with "Love Me Like You Used To" from Tanya Tucker.
It came out of nowhere. That's cool.
What
Right,
do you
Sam,
mean it
what'd
came
you
out of
have for-
nowhere? Come on.
I mean,
Well, we don't know your
I'm
country
using
mix.
Kiss for everything, so.
And they didn't write a
Yeah,
country
exactly.
song.
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
what you're
sorry,
doing.
Garth Brooks, Beth.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, Sam, what'd you have for number 5?
Number 5, actually my whole top 5, probably everybody's going to know every song. But number 5, I've got Loretta Lynn, Coal Miner's Daughter.
Awesome.
Ooh, very
Well, you
good.
can't have
Very
a country's list without Loretta Lynn. She's like a legend.
Yes.
All right, Trex, what was
She's
your
a
number
what?
5? What?
She's a legend.
Did you say legend?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I
I
got to
was
open
making
the
sure that was
statement.
the word.
All right. Even though I'm not a fan of this genre, growing up, it was played by my parents on the weekends. My dad played out music, so I had to go with him like to bars and stuff to pick up his money and his instruments. And I'm not a fan of it, but I grew up around it. So my number 5 is George Jones' "White Lightning," 1959. And there's a little story I didn't know about this song. It was originally written by the Big Bopper, and he was good friends with George Jones. And it was recorded 1 week after the death of Big Bopper, Buddy Holly, and all them, because Big Bopper didn't get to release it.
I've spoken this before, but growing up, I was never much of a fan of country music. My dad listened to it, and I didn't think it was cool to like my dad's music. But the older I get, I kind of appreciate it more now. My number 5 is Hank Williams III, calling your name off of Broke Love Sick and Drifted from 2002.
I can't go wrong with
Right.
that.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, what you got for number 4?
All right, number 4. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a track probably not too well known. It's a band called Lone Justice from the '80s. Lead singer of the band is Maria McKee, who did a song called "Love." "Love Is a Red Dress" from the Pulp Fiction soundtrack. But that's what she's most well known for. But Lone Justice was a really cool cowpunk outlaw country band from the '80s, featuring Maria McKee, and the track is called "Ways to Be Wicked." Just a really good song, and if you haven't heard Maria McKee, she's got some serious pipes. I think it came out in '85.
I'm
Good
writing
song.
this down right now.
You probably will like it. Maria McKee's awesome. Lone Justice is really cool. So if you like cowpunk, the first album's cool. The second album got a little too slick for my liking, but first album's really good.
I know you know what I liked, so I wrote that down.
Yeah, I think you dig it. I like the bobblehead too. You gotta
He's always with me.
my bobblehead's next to my bed when I sleep at night.
All right, Rosie, what'd you have for number 4?
For number 4, I'm going to go with He Stopped Loving Her Today from George Jones.
Good
I
song.
figured that'd be on somebody's list.
What'd you have for number 4?
I actually had the same exact song Rosie had. So I'm going to change my song. Since
How
Rosie
dare you?
had that song. I'm going with Juice Newton, Angel of the Morning, as my number 4.
Wow. I didn't even know that was considered country. I thought that was like pop music or something. But I remember her.
I think she was country rock when she first came out. I know it was always on the country radio.
What's your number 3 gonna be? Eddie Rabbit?
That would have been mine.
You laugh, but it could be.
Oh,
On a rainy
no.
night.
Yeah,
No,
Jerry
number
Reed.
4.
correct. Yeah, number 4.
So Jerry Reed, Eastbound and Down, the Smokey Bandit theme song from 1977. I always liked this song, and this movie was always one of my favorites.
All right.
So,
My number
notable
4.
fact, real quick. A couple weeks ago, I told you guys about my fish, Burt Reynolds. He literally died the next day.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
But I still have Sally Field.
Nice. All right. My number 4, Wayne Hancock, the title track, Thunderstorms and Neon Signs, recorded in 1995, but redone by Hank III on like his debut album. But I like the original one better.
You used to play that a lot, didn't you?
All the time. That's like
Yeah,
still,
that's how I
yeah,
heard it.
Yeah. I remember we were supposed to go see him, Trex, but we didn't have IDs, even though we were like 35 years old.
Yeah, no doubt.
Couldn't get in.
No doubt. Remember, that was the only country concert you took me to was Hank Third,
Yeah.
and that was like shocking for me.
Yeah. All right, Angie.
So, Hank's son is going to be here in Cleveland the day, I think it's the day before I leave for the Kiss Cruise.
Nice.
So you guys should come up.
Look
At
at
no
him.
class
He's like, I'm not going up there. I'll probably have to work.
off.
All right. All right, Andrew. What's
All
your
right,
number 3?
Number 3, also Johnny Cash. It's going to be Boy Named Sue, specifically the live version in San Quentin in '69. Just a really badass track. It's a classic,
It is a good
and
song.
he gets really riled up during the live version, and I get all the prisoners in the background getting all riled up. It's, those 2 live albums he did, Prisons, are 2 of the best ever. So got to have at least one track off there. So why not Boy Named Sue?
Yeah, that's a great song.
All right, Rosie. What's up for number 3?
Let's see. I've already said Me Like You Used to, Kenny Tucker. I've already said He Stopped Loving Her Today from George Jones. Let's go with. I just have a big pile of words here because I don't know what you guys are ever going to pick. So let's go with Always on My Mind from Willie Nelson.
That's a good song, no matter who does it.
Yeah,
I
originally
know
Elvis.
Elvis did it too.
All right, Sam. What'd you have for number 3?
number 3, I'm sticking with the girl power.
You, of course.
Of course.
Not as much as tracks, but
Yeah, on my non-metal.
you love,
Right.
you love your girl power.
Dolly Parton, I Will Always Love You.
Oh, Sam.
I bet you like a Whitney
Right.
Houston
I'm
version
fine with
too,
that
didn't
one.
you?
That is a good song, though.
Yeah. No matter who does it, Whitney Houston or Dolly Parton.
Yeah, right on. All right, tracks.
No, but
What'd you have for
doesn't
number
break
3?
All right. Waylon and Willie, Mamas Don't Let Their Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys from 1977. Grew up on this song because my dad would play this song on his guitar. And when I was a kid, he'd have, in the summertime, he'd have his friends playing music. And this was always like the song that he'd always play.
Right on. All right, my number 3. I'm going kind of deep, kind of old school. Webb Pierce, More and More from 1954. Song was like, it was even on the top 5 or 10 or whatever the shit was. But yeah, like that's a good song. All right, Andrew, what'd you have for number 2?
I'm gonna go with Steve Earle, Hardcore Troubadour. I think it's from '96. He really kind of straddles that outlaw country rock line. He's great though. I mean, if you haven't heard, I mean, all people know his early stuff like Copperhead Road and all that, but Hardcore Troubadour from the '90s is a great song. One of my favorites. You probably know it from the Talladega Nights soundtrack if you like comedies. That's where I first heard it
Yeah.
years ago. But gonna go with that one, number 2.
Oh, Andrew should have been on our comedy movies one last week.
Yeah,
I know quite a bit about that.
comedies. All right, Rosie, what'd you have for number 2?
Gosh, I have such a long list because I actually really like country music, but mostly outlaw country, but I do have some of the, other stuff too. But for number 2, because everybody knows I am, oh gosh, no, I'm not, you know what? I'm not going to go with Taylor. I'm going to go with the Judds. Mama, He's Crazy.
I don't even know that song.
I think it was like
That
a
whole
big hit.
album was great.
What?
Isn't that like their
I don't
big
know.
hit?
What?
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
Judds?
I know the Judds are, but I don't know that song. I couldn't name one Judd song.
Mama, He's Crazy About Me.
Couldn't tell you.
Come on.
Nope. All right,
Rosie?
Sam, what's your for number 2?
Rosie, when I was about
Oh.
15, my high school girlfriend, of course, it was like 1986 or 87. She would sit in her bed.
When I was in diaper.
Yes. It would take her an hour and a half to do her hair. So we would sit there and she would listen to CD after CD or cassette after cassette. And I would have to listen to the Judds all the way through. And that whole
That was torture, wasn't
it? Yes. Yep.
You shut your mouth, Trix Nasty.
Is that why she's the
my
next
number
girlfriend?
2, my number 2, I actually had Waylon and Willie. So I'm going to change that up since Trex took that one. And everybody loves The Gambler by Kenny Rogers.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I knew that'd be on somebody's list.
Yeah, no doubt.
That is a good song.
Yeah, it is. All right, Trex, what's up for number 2?
All right, I'm in a battle anthem, so I picked Donnie Horton, Battle of New Orleans, 1959. Do you know that one, Rosie?
Can't say that I
1814,
do.
we took a little trip.
All right.
I
My
was
number
waiting
2.
on you to come in with some Britney Fox cover, though.
Yes.
All right, my number 2, George Jones, Who's Going to Fill Their Shoes? Title track off the album from 1985. The song kind of pays homage to like, all the old classic, country singers that can't be replaced. It's a pretty good song.
I thought that was a more recent song. I didn't know that
I
was
mean,
that
85
old.
is recent for
Yeah.
George Jones.
Yeah, but I thought it was like in the 90s or something.
No. All right, Andrew, what'd you have for number one?
Number one is a track from a guy named Chris Knight. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's from Kentucky originally. I am from New York, but I lived in Kentucky for a year a long time ago. That's where I found out about Chris Knight. He's probably one of the most underexposed country artists you'll ever know about or find out about. Should have been huge. Still making music. The song is off of his first album, which I think is from '98. It's called Framed. He's just really good outlaw country. Probably as good as it gets. A lot of super famous pop country stars and stuff like that, whenever you ask him who their favorite is, he often comes up. So if you like that type of music, Chris Knight is definitely somebody that I would always recommend, not just in country in general. Framed.
Right.
I'm gonna check that out.
Definitely gonna
Reggie.
check.
What's your number one?
For me, for number one, I know that it is way overplayed and everything, but I have to go with Jolene from Dolly Parton, and I have to say Miley Cyrus as well. She does it amazingly also, but Jolene doesn't get any better than Jolene.
Yeah, that is a good song.
It's
a classic.
the best song.
All right, Sam.
And I love the way
number
that when Dolly comes out, she like calls out chicks in the audience, and she's like, "I see you over there with your red hair," and just give shit to people in the audience, and it's cute. Dolly's the best.
All right, Sam, what'd you have for number one?
I've heard outlaw country named a few times, so I'm going with the biggest outlaw country guy, in my opinion. David Allan Coe. He never even called me by my name.
Yeah.
I almost had that on my list. That was honorable mention. Yeah, that's a great song. All right, Trex, what'd you have for number one?
All right. It's from 1965 from Roger Miller, King of the Road. When I was growing up, I thought it was about like a trucker song, but found out it was about like hobos jumping from train to train. And I just always liked this song.
Right on. All right, my number one, you should know the artist, Hank Williams Sr.
Of course.
He's on every one of my list,
Yep.
but he didn't. This song he actually didn't write though. Lost Highway, originally written by Leon Payne in 1948, and Hank did in 1949. That song is so good, man. And it's hard to pick through hundreds of Hank Williams songs, but that's the one I'm going with. Lost Highway.
That's why I don't really have. I have like a list of Hank Williams songs on my list, but I couldn't decide on one to have.
Yeah. Yeah. That just, I don't know. It's just so catchy. It's one of his more upbeat songs. It's so good, man.
Yeah.
Any honorable mentions?
Too much to have picked one.
Andrew, got any honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Green Green Grass at Home by Elvis. That's just one I grew up with. I grew up with Elvis. There's a couple other ones by Chris Knight easily. One of which would be Heart of Stone is a great song by Chris Knight. That I can't champion him enough. I mean, I'm not a country guy per se, and obviously being a New Yorker, we're not known for our country, but of artists in general, Chris Knight is always one I recommend because it's just good music. Forget if it's country or not. And Waylon Jennings. I mean, he's great, and I would have probably honorable mention would have been The Gambler. Kenny, I'm actually surprised I didn't drop that into my top 5. Yeah, that would be my honorable mention, something in that realm.
Andrew
Have you
also
heard-
had like 5 minutes notice that he was coming on the show, so he did really great.
Well, when she first asked, I was like, I don't know, do I know anything about country? And then I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, yeah, I do. I know enough. I don't know a lot about like Brooks and Billy Ray Cyrus, but I know about outlaw country and the stuff that I like.
Yeah, see, I didn't know you were coming on the show until about 2 till 8. Have you heard Orville Peck?
I've heard the name, but I wouldn't be able to name any of the songs.
He performs in like a wrestling lucha libre mask. Like he's a country
yeah,
singer.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've
yes.
mentioned him to Rosie before, but yeah, he's pretty cool too, like new school stuff. But actually, I think we're getting ready to run out of time. So do you want to promote something?
Oh, I mean, I'm the editor-in-chief of Vinyl Rider Music. That's www.v. I should know my own website. Vinyl Rider Music. VWmusicrocks.com. We do articles, interviews, a lot of people Guys in Kiss, Aerosmith, all that fun stuff. And of course, I write for Goldmine Magazine, Guitar World, Ultimate Guitar, all that fun stuff. So you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and keep up with everything that we're doing. And that's it.
And that Doc McGee article went viral like what, a month ago?
It did. And I will tell you
that
that I am speaking with Mr. Simmons next month.
Yeah.
2 cool
Hey,
things I have
Mr.
coming up. Speaking with Dave Mustaine next week, among others, and Gene Simmons next month, among others. So keep a look out for
And you
those. I
just
know
had-
Rosie.
That big interview with Bruce.
Yeah, of course. Bruce Kulick is.
Yeah. And oh shit, he interviewed me a couple weeks ago.
I did, of course. I interviewed Rosie for the cancer benefit that she put on. I've got a cool article about Creatures Fest coming soon. It's coming. I promise it's coming. I just always have so much on my plate. But it's coming.
Get that.
But no, really, Andrew's the best, and he is an amazing journalist, and he interviews people constantly. It's amazing how many people he interviews, and like every day he has another artist that he's posing an interview with. I don't know how he has time for all the shit he does. It's incredible.
Got to be high yield. That's how you got to keep it going.
Right.
The way you
Yeah,
look at it, you only get to do these things one time. How could I possibly say no to interviewing Dave Mustaine or Bruce Kulick or Tommy Thayer? It's like,
Right.
can you?
Oh, and
I gotta
Spread
find-
Eagle. You just did Spread Eagle again, right?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Ray and all the guys in Spread Eagle.
Yeah.
I went when they were in New York last month. I hung out with Ray before the show. He's a good friend of mine. He actually has a solo project on the side, which you probably have heard of, Points West, and he's trying to get that remastered. So I'm trying to help him find some distribution for that. So yeah, the guys in Spread Eagle. Good friends with Michael Kelly Scott from Brittany Fox. I heard somebody mention
Yeah.
that. He's a buddy of mine too.
Yeah, I love Brittany Fox. Brittany Fox.
No, Trax loves Brittany Fox. That's
Oh, yeah.
his favorite band.
Yep.
He almost said Britney Spears.
No.
You guys catch that?
So thank you so much, Andrew, for coming on, and
Oh, no problem. No
to your lady friend for sharing you for a few minutes, and thank you for taking time away from baseball for a few minutes.
Sorry
We
to
appreciate
the
it.
background. No
Oh, I
problem.
know
My
you're
pleasure.
looking over the camera to watch it. So thank you for coming on. Much appreciated.
Pleasure, no problem.
Yeah, we're about out of time. Right. Thanks for coming on. 5 and out.
5 and out,
All right.
guys.
5 and out.
5 and out.